So in this lesson, we're going to be talking about designing our research and our project. This is a really important part of preparing for the project plan and proposal in your HPQ. There are lots of different aspects to think about, and you will need an idea of your topic and where you think your question or brief might go. So let's remind ourselves of the different steps that need to happen within an HPQ. At the moment, we're just moving on from selecting our topic and then developing that into and identifying our research question or our brief. Once we've identified our research question or brief, we need to produce a plan to deliver the outcome of our HPQ. So that's our project plan and our project proposal that needs to be approved. Within that plan, what we're doing is we're saying very clearly how we plan to conduct the research and develop the intended outcome, whether that's a podcast or a dissertation or an artefact. Once we've conducted the research and developed our outcome, we then are completing our project, making sure that all of the different bits are done. And then finally, we review the learning and the performance and share that evaluation with some people that have been involved in our project. So this is our to-do list on our HPQ. As we said at the beginning, we're right up at the top near here, but we're getting ready to produce our project plan and our project proposal. And the project plan and proposal are going to detail what happens in the research phase and the development phase. So it's really important that we start to think about how we might conduct our research, and that's what we're looking at today. Now, it's really important to remember that it is your decision how you conduct your project. You have to decide how you conduct your research. Your supervisor and your coordinator in your school are there to support you and advise you on making these decisions. So they can say, oh, well, you could try it like this or you could try it like this, but this is your decision to make. So you need to have a good overview of the different options involved, and then think carefully about which option will work best for what you are planning to do on your HPQ. So we're going to look at two different research methods. So when we say method, we're talking about the different stages involved, so almost like the path that we follow when we're conducting our research in this way. So we're going to look at the engineering design method and we're going to look at the scientific method. But even though they're originally developed within engineering and within the scientific method, they can be applied to loads of different scenarios. So just because your project isn't to do with engineering or science doesn't mean that these aren't the methods for you to use. So on this engineering design method, if we have a look at where we start at the top here. So the first thing that you'd need to do is ask. So what are the needs or the constraints that you're working within when designing your product? So this method works really well for podcasts, for artifacts, and for performances. So do you need to make a certain number of podcast episodes and how long do they need to be? If you're designing a prototype, what problem are you trying to solve? What resources do you have access to? What's the budget, for example? Once you know the constraints and the demands, so this is part of the brief of your artifact, you then start researching the problem or researching the scenario. So you would find out maybe what products already exist. You might find out what different tools and techniques people use to make different aspects of a prototype or aspects of a podcast or aspects of a performance. You then imagine possible solutions. So what different ways could you solve this problem or complete this brief based on the research that you've done? You then pick the promising solutions that you imagined and then you plan out how to turn the most promising one into a prototype. Yeah, so this is almost like a practice model of your artifact. So you'd create that prototype. So that could be a practice podcast episode. That could be a prototype of a design that you've made to see if it works, if it fits together in the way that you think it will. It could be a dress rehearsal for a performance. You then test and evaluate the prototype. So you might listen back to the podcast episode. Are there bits that need to be improved? Do the different techniques that you were trying out work? Do they need to be improved or changed in some way? It could be that you're testing out aspects of the prototype for the artifact. Does it do what you want it to do? Is it small enough? Does it have the functionality that it needs to have? So you've tested and evaluated the prototype. You improve it and redesign aspects of it if needed. And then you make it and you're all done. So that is your engineering design method. And it works really, really well for artifacts, performances and podcasts. If you want more details on this engineering method, the slide that we've got here is based on the details from this website down here. Now, the other method that we were talking about at the beginning of the skills session was the scientific research method. And hopefully when we go through this, what you'll see is that it's very, very similar to that checklist for the HPQ that we saw right at the beginning of this skills session. This research method works really well for people that are planning to write a report, not necessarily a scientific report, a report on anything, but if you're going to write a report, this method can provide a really good pathway of steps to follow. So we start at the top and we start with an idea, a problem or a question. So this is a bit like what we're doing now with picking our topic. We then conduct our initial research to find out what people currently accept or what ideas they currently have on this topic that we've picked. Based on that initial research, we then form our hypothesis. So our hypothesis is a posh word for a testable question. So we develop our research question, and based on our initial research and our topic. Once we've got our research question, we then design our experiment. So hopefully you can see this is a bit like the planning our project stage in our HPQ. So we plan out an experiment that will let us answer our testable question, our hypothesis. We then collect the data. So this would be the second research phase where we're doing detailed research. And then we analyse those research findings and draw conclusions on the experiment that we then write up as a report, and then we share that with other people. You can see here we've got the evaluation stage as well, where we're reviewing how successful the project was, just like with the HPQ. So we go down through these different stages. You can see we've got the initial research phase and we've got the detailed research phase here. But this can be another really good pathway that your project could follow in terms of the different stages if you were planning to end up with a report. And it can be on anything, it doesn't have to be on a scientific topic. So in those previous two slides, when we were talking about the engineering design method and the scientific research method, those are research methods that are a step-by-step process to follow in order to complete a large-scale research project. What we're going to talk about now is the different types of research that you could conduct within those pathways, within those sort of research methods. So first of all, we're going to talk about primary research and secondary research. And it's really important we don't get this confused with the ideas that you've probably learnt from history about primary sources and secondary sources. Okay, they're different things. So if we're conducting primary research, this is where you, the researcher, have collected original data that hasn't been collected before that answers your question that you are asking. So you're doing the experiment, you're conducting the interviews, you're collecting the data from scratch. So that's primary research. If we're conducting secondary research, what we're going to do is we're going to utilise and access the vast realms of research that other researchers have already conducted and published. And we're going to bring those together. So we're going to synthesise them to answer our research question. Okay, so primary research, we're collecting the data, we're conducting the experiment to collect the data. Secondary research, we are reading about other people's research projects and the data that they found. Okay, so primary research and secondary research. If we go back to thinking about the engineering research method with the podcasts and the artifacts and the performances, it's usually expected that an artifact or a performance project, so that would include podcasting, would definitely involve quite a substantial part of primary research. And remember that if you are figuring out how to use a new tool or a new technique, or trying to determine which material to use, if you're trying to work out how to use the podcasting equipment, if you're doing a dress rehearsal, all of those activities count and are considered primary research. We just need to make sure we have a record that they've taken place. If you are conducting a report, it may well be that that's using more or sort of a bigger proportion of secondary research that's been published by other people, and you're bringing that data together, you're collating it and synthesizing it to answer your research question. But saying that, an artifact, a performance, a podcast should have some secondary research in it, and a report may well benefit from having a bit of primary research in it, but we can discuss that on an individual basis when we know more about your research question. So 2 types of research that you can conduct: primary research and secondary research. There's another way to think about what type of research you're doing as well, in terms of, are you doing quantitative research or are you doing qualitative research? If you're doing quantitative research, the data that you're collecting is mathematical, it's numerical. You can use mathematical methods like plotting a graph, drawing a bar chart, to then answer your question with that data. If you're using qualitative research, this is more of an exploratory process that we would use if we want to understand the how and the why of the thing that we're investigating. If we're interested in other people's experiences, we might use qualitative research. So you hopefully can start to see that depending on the question or the brief that you are trying to answer, it might be that you need quantitative research to answer it, or it might be much better answered by qualitative research. And this is where the decision making comes in. You have to decide whether you're going to conduct quantitative research or qualitative research, or maybe a mixture of the two. What we can see up here is that primary research can be quantitative or it can be qualitative. Likewise, secondary research, where we're looking at other people's research that they've collected and published, could be quantitative or it could be qualitative. So we've got lots of different decisions to make here. What type of HPQ are you conducting? Do you need to conduct primary research or secondary research? Do you need to collect quantitative data or qualitative data? So lots of questions to think about and lots of things to decide on for your particular project. There's more information at this page here. Now, if we bring this all together and we start thinking about what this means that you would do within your HPQ, we can have a little think about the sorts of activities that you might consider doing. So, for example, if you were conducting primary research within your HPQ, you might conduct an experiment. So, for example, if you do an experiment in a science lesson and you collect a table of results and plot that as a graph, that's primary research. It would be quantitative primary research, but it's primary research. So you could conduct an experiment. You could interview some people and see what their thoughts and views were on different phenomena. You could conduct a survey. Interviews tend to involve a small number of people. Surveys tend to involve a larger number of people, but you don't get the same level of detail from the response. You could, for your primary research, practice using new tools or techniques. You could make a prototype that needs testing and then developing further. All of these would be considered primary research. Conversely, if we're looking at secondary research, that might involve you reading a book that's been published, reading a website, listening to a podcast, reading a journal article, or maybe reading a news article. You are collecting, collating, and synthesizing data that other people have researched and are published. So that would be secondary research. So hopefully you are starting to think and get some ideas about what you think might work best for your project, your question, your brief. Again, what's really, really important here, you need to decide what the most appropriate type of research and the most appropriate research method is for your project. We as your supervisors can't make that decision for you. It would incur a marking penalty. You need to think about what you're trying to achieve within your research project and then pick the right research method and the right type of research to match that project. Answer that question, fulfill that brief. So what you're going to do in the lesson now, in just a moment when the video finishes, is you're going to invest 10 minutes of quiet thinking and planning time. Consider your topic, which you should have chosen at this point or have a fairly good idea of, and maybe you've got as far as developing your research question. Which research method, the engineering design cycle or the scientific method, which one would suit your project best, do you think? What type of research data will you need to answer your question fully? Quantitative or qualitative? Primary or secondary? And then make a rough outline plan of what needs to happen in your project. So use the research method as an outline, and then if you know that you need certain types of research, fill that in at particular parts. So just as a reminder, we've got these 4 key slides all together. So you need to choose whether you think you're going to use the scientific research method or the engineering design method. Remember, the scientific research method works really well for reports. If we're doing artifacts or ephemeral products like a performance, or an artifact like a prototype, or an artifact like a podcast, the engineering design method may work better. We've got different types of research that we need to decide on using, secondary and primary. Remember, if we're doing a podcast, artifact or ephemeral performance, there's definitely going to need to be some primary research in there. Quite a significant chunk of it will be primary research. There will be some secondary, but there'll definitely be primary in there. And then have a think, do we need quantitative or qualitative research? Do you need data, numerical data that you can analyse using mathematical methods to fully answer your question? Or do you actually need to explore what people think and feel in different situations? How and why are those situations occurring? In which case, maybe qualitative is best. And then finally, if you're ready, think about how you might conduct this research. Are you going to get this information from a book or a website? Are you going to get this information from listening to a podcast? Are you going to get this information by making a prototype of your podcast and then reviewing it? Are you going to conduct interviews or surveys? Are you going to learn how to use a new tool or technique? Now, what you should find is it's not just one type of research here. We're going to collate different types of research method, different types of research together to fulfill and answer our hypothesis, our question, our brief fully. But you decide how this all comes together. And this is why every project is so unique and different. So the video is about to stop and you need to think and plan out how this all applies to your research topic and question. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask your supervisor or the centre coordinator. We're here to help and support you with these difficult decisions. Good luck.